What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm sorry. I said what's up, and then I reminded myself of the Martin thing. So there's that. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks. This is the Hangout. This is the weekly live stream. We do it every Thursday night, about 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're watching this on the replay, one, I rock with you because you're watching this. But two, hopefully we get to catch you live one of these days, maybe next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. And if you're here live in the chat, say what's up, man. My man Mentor Prizes is here. What's up, Mentor Prizes? Sierra's here. Is it Sierra or Kira? I guess it's Sierra, right? But let me know. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. Lido's here. I don't think I've seen that name in the chat before, so welcome if this is your first time. My man Tim is also here. He says, hey, what's up, Kicks? What's up, everybody? What is up? What's up? I'm doing well, man. Let's see. Ryder Battles here says, greetings, travelers. You traveling? You driving? Where you traveling to or from? And Lido says, sup? What's up? What's up? I can't tell who that is in your profile picture. Is that? I don't know. My guess is I don't know. I don't have a guess. I can't tell. Oh, Sierra. It's Sierra just spelled different. Cool. That's what's up. My wife has a name that's spelled differently. So I understand. My wife's name is Ashley, but it's not spelled like, I wouldn't say normal, but the way you typically would see the word Ashley or the name Ashley. So cool stuff. That's Lucifer. Oh, from the TV show? I've never seen that TV show. I don't know. It kind of gave me Hal Jordan vibes. Maybe it looked like a green outfit he was wearing, but it's clearly brown. I don't know. The weather is amazing in Michigan right now. Word. I'm in North Carolina, and I was only outside for a few minutes today. The weather was okay, though. It was like 60s, like mid to upper 60s. It was cool enough for me to need a denim jacket when I went outside. Deflex1 says, what's up? It's been a minute. And Lido says, no, from the comics. Lucifer from the Sandman. I don't watch or haven't read any Sandman books. But, got it. Oh, he's like biblical Lucifer, like straight up looks like an angel and everything. Got it. That's cool. I think it's interesting, like how many things like comics take straight from the Bible, but like, and kind of openly. It's not like secretly from the Bible or anything. And, everybody's cool with it. Deflex says, what? You got to read Sandman. Really? So Sandman was one of those things. I don't know, man. There's so many. I only started reading comics in 2019. In fact, today is my comics anniversary. When I started reading comics, it was Free Comic Book Day 2019. And that year, Free Comic Book Day also fell on May the 4th. Be with you. So it's my anniversary. But anyway, when I started reading comics, Sandman was one of those things you heard about that was like, ooh, you got to read Sandman. It's one of the best comics ever. But it's like, it was a million books long. It was a lot. So it just felt like I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. Since then, I've gone down several rabbit holes, like Chris Claremont's X-Men. Grant Morrison's Batman's not terrible. It's 3 omnis, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And yeah, I've dug myself a hole of comics that I'll have to read my way out of over the next several years. And I just felt like Sandman was a bridge too far. But maybe I'll revisit that. I've got DC Infinite, so I could probably check a couple issues out and see if it's something I want to stick with. Deflex says, any omnis you got pre-ordered? No, not pre-ordered. I'm about to order that Avengers by Hickman Volume 2. Funny enough, I actually just recently put together my sort of wish list with on PRH Comics. So I'll show you guys that. in a little while. But tonight, of course, because this is free comic book days coming up this Saturday, and today's my comics anniversary. This is a whole big celebration of the event that is Free Comic Book Day. So we're going to talk about all the Free Comic Book Day activities and books that they've got scheduled to come out that you'll be able to pick up for free at your local comic shop this Saturday. And I'll tell you which ones I'm excited about, which ones I think you'll want to pick up, especially if you're following specific storylines. We're going to do all of that, and more. But first, I've got to shout out the people that make the Hangout possible. So first things first, let's shout out the channel family, the people here who, send donations to the channel to keep the lights on around here. I appreciate you all. You are the real MVPs. Who's Joel Embiid? Anyway, so thank you guys. And then also a huge thanks to Organic Price Books, which is currently and always the best place to go for collected editions online. They have the best packaging, great customer service, and prices that are pretty good as well. So shop at Organic Price Books. You'll actually save $2 if you use my coupon code at checkout. Or if you're ordering 3 books or more, you can use the code BJKicks, ship it together, and you'll save 5% on your entire purchase. Now, since you guys asked, I'm going to go ahead and show you this now. And where'd it go? There we go. You guys asked about my comic book pre-orders, anything that I've got on pre-order right now. And I don't really have anything on pre-order, but this is my sort of wish list for Omnibus hardcovers over the next, these 5 pages are for the rest of the year, but I'll show you what I've got coming up in the next couple of months. So next week, Avengers by Hickman Volume 2 is out. I'm grabbing that standard cover because that was the one with the blue spine that's going to match the standard cover for Volume 1. Spider-Man 2099, I don't think I'm going to grab that. I've never read any Spider-Man 2099 stories. It's just a cool looking cover, and so I added it to the wish list as like a maybe thing. If we just get a bunch of extra money, then sure, we'll try it out. Blood Syndicate Season 1. You guys know how I feel about Milestone. You know that Blood Syndicate was one of my favorite of the new Milestone titles. Written by Jeff Thorne, art by Chris Cross and Sean Damian Hill, inks by Juan Castro. A great book. Standard size hardcover for $25. That's already on the list. Steel, 30-year hardcover celebration with stories by Louise Simonson and several others. You've seen those sort of anniversary books from DC, and that's what this is. I've never seen a 30-year anniversary. I've seen 50 and 60 and 80-year celebrations, but hey, I'm down with it. Cover price on this, $40. It'll be out on May 30th. And then for the month of June, I'm on the fence about this Wonder Woman Historia of the Amazons. It's beautiful, but am I ever going to read it? I don't know. History of the DC Universe I am grabbing since Dark Crisis brought the Crisis on Infinite Earths back into canon and brought back the Infinite Earths. Suddenly, this History of the DC Universe series that Marv Wolfman and George Perez did is a lot more relevant. I've actually got this in 2 really old prestige format single issues, but now you can have them in a hardcover. So that's what I'm going to grab for $25 out on June 6th. The following week, of course, I got to get the Uncanny X-Men Volume 5. I'm grabbing all of Chris Claremont's X-Men from basically stopping after the Jim Lee run where he leaves the title. I don't have the X-Men Revolution and stuff like that. And I'm probably not grabbing that. But that original 17-year X-Men run, I'm excited about. And so this is Volume 5 of that to go in that collection. Absolute 3 Jokers. Definitely got to grab that. And I think we'll leave it at June. We'll talk about July later. But Superman Camelot Falls, the deluxe edition. It's written by Kurt Busiek. Kurt Busiek also wrote Superman's Secret Identity. So I trust him on Superman stories. This is an older Superman story. It's not like it's some new thing that I need to trust him for. I could always just read it. But you don't get a lot of oversized Superman. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, cool. I'll add that to the list. And you can see some of my other stuff As far as stuff that I'm most excited about, the Batman Ninja Turtles Omnibus coming out in August. The Immortal Hulk Omnibus also coming out in August. Let's see. Oh, Batman Adventures Must Grab. And Trial of Captain America, finally completing my Ed Brubaker Captain America collection. So yeah, we're not going to go through all of these, but I definitely have my eyes on some books for the rest of this year, beginning of next year, to answer the question. So yeah, whoops. Let's check out these comments. Let's see. Ranger Academy is absolutely the number one grab this year. We're going to talk about that for Free Comic Book Day. Definitely picking up Blood Syndicate Season 1 hardcover, as am I. Didn't know a Steel collection was coming. I actually pre-ordered that one at my comic shop because with those lower priced books, like the discount at OPB isn't significant enough to me by the time I pay shipping. So I just ordered it from my comic shop. I'll have it a little bit quicker in hand, and I get to support my shop. Give them some money. They need some money. Kev says, "What's up, everybody? What's up? Hope I didn't miss much. You didn't miss anything out. You didn't miss much from me. I was just showing off. I was showing you guys the things that I'm excited to grab this year on the hardcover front. Ryder Battle's excited about Iron Man by Larry Lieber and Spectre by John Ostrander. Wait, those aren't coming out. Are they? Okay. We better be getting a Steel featuring Shaq theatrical re-release to coincide with Steel's 30th anniversary. I enjoy the Shaq Steel movie. And maybe I don't know. I enjoy Shazam as well. I don't know. I liked Steel. I watched it like 2 years ago when Squeak hadn't been born yet. I watched Steel. And I liked it when I watched it. Excited for the last 2 volumes of that Brubaker Captain America reprint. Agreed. Tayshawn's here. What's up, man? Peace. Try out Lucifer's comic. He has an omnibus. We'll see. Oh, and you said peace. You're leaving. Okay. When you said peace, I thought you were saying what's up. Oh man. Did I miss anything else? Okay, cool. Bunk wants to know if you guys read anything dope this week, and that brings me right to the first segment of the evening, and that would be the review of the week. Man, it has been a crazy week at work. I have been incredibly busy, and the worst part about being busy is not having time to read comics when you want to. But there is one book I checked out from this week's releases, and that was Shazam, issue number 1. How corny is it to say Shazam like that? I don't know, but I enjoyed myself. Shazam issue 1 by Mark Waid and Dan Mora. It's everything I expected it to be. Like, I want a Shazam book to be fun. And so far, every Mark Waid book I've read has been fun and charming, right? And this was that, fun and charming. Like, it was a great introduction. If you've never read a Shazam comic or a Captain Marvel comic, a DC Captain Marvel comic, if you've never read one of those, this catches you all up to speed. If you've seen the Shazam movie, then you know enough about Shazam to read this book. If you've not seen the Shazam movie and you know nothing about Shazam, you also know enough to read this book. So that's really cool. And it's a lesson in like the absurd. Like, if you were a 12-year-old with superpowers, then you wouldn't just be a Superman clone. There's like something else that's childlike and attractive. Okay, that's a weird word to say with childlike, and I don't know. There's something else that draws readers to a book about a 12-year-old with superpowers. How about that? Right? So where people like can mix up Superman and Shazam because of power sets. I feel like this really highlights what is special about Shazam or Captain Marvel, and it is that wonderment, that imaginativeness that you get with a grown man in a kid's body or a kid in a grown man's body. So it's everything I enjoyed about stuff like, let's say, Blank Check or Richie Rich or the Shazam movie. All great examples of this sort of childlike wonderment that I enjoy in this book. Um, so yeah, Flaming Jelly Beans is listening with one AirPod in, or flipping through comics at half price books. That's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, so Shazam, you open up with Shazam riding a dinosaur. He explains later on why he's riding a dinosaur, and I actually, it won't be spoiling anything to read this panel that I literally took a picture of because it was so absurd. It says, a couple of hours ago, a spaceship belonging to a family of interstellar dinosaurs crash landed in the Yucatan Peninsula. By the time I came to check it out, their kid had wandered off. Like, what? Interstellar dinosaurs. That is the type of craziness that you get in this book. And it was just great. It was just, it's absurd. It's fun. It's like things that you wouldn't be able to see in any other medium except comics. And I think that is what Mark Waid and Dan Mora do really well. They've been doing it well in World's Finest. Now they're doing it well in Shazam. Um, and I don't know. There's really not much I can say about this. As far as spoilers, there really aren't many because this book is very much an introduction to Shazam, the Shazam family, the current status quo of Shazam, and then the last like 2 pages you get set up like for whatever the major conflict or struggle is going to be over the next several issues. I thought it was really well done. The art is by Dan Mora, so you know it's good. But in case you can't take my word for it, I'll show you how good it is here in a second. You pick out a non-spoilery page. Oh, and this book does fun things with like whether or not they're going to name him Shazam or Captain Marvel. Um, all in all, it's just great. There are also a lot of nods to like past Shazam eras. So like there's a space where Shazam is basically in like his version of the Batcave, and there's a picture of like Bronze Age or Silver Age Batman, Superman, and Robin. Um, Gosh, man, I'm trying to find like a really good page that doesn't also spoil anything. Okay, here's one. Just don't read it. But look at that. It's Dan Mora on art. And Dan Mora is one of those names. Like if I see his name on a book, I'm just gonna buy it. And I don't care if I like it because I'm gonna like the art. That's how it feels. Um Tayshawn says, shout out to Wade and Moore for getting me to spend real life money on a Shazam comic. Never would have done so otherwise. Word. That and the Samney variant got me. Which one was that? I ended up just getting the cover A because I like Dan Mora art enough. There were other covers that I thought were good, but DC still charges you $1 more for variant covers, and so I didn't do it. But just for grins and giggles, let's see what the other alternatives were. Yeah, that Chris Samney variant was dope. I'll share it. So, Bunk, the answer to your question from me is nah, not at all. But here's that Shazam cover I was telling you guys about, or that Tayshawn was telling us about. This is the Chris Samney cover, and it's really good. I don't think I saw this cover. I probably would have bought it. But yeah, they had a lot of good covers. The John Timms cover was pretty good. Mike Deodato Jr. cover. Like pretty much all the covers were good. Oh, this one was ripped straight out of the pages of the book. But a good cover. So yeah. Dan Moore variant was dope too, but Samney teased this cover a few months ago and I was sold. Word. Kicks. Anybody read Shazam Monster Society of Evil by Jeff Smith? That's my favorite Shazam story. Monster Society of Evil. Why does that sound familiar? Like, is that newer? I think they put this out in trade recently. Maybe around the time Shazam 2 came out. I'll have to check it out. Because it sounds interesting. Oh, they put out a deluxe edition. When did they do that? Doesn't have a date. Anyways. I feel like those covers of just Captain Marvel posing kind of miss the point of the childlike wonder of the shadow of the of the character. You know, I tend to agree with you there. I enjoy him being more so in action. There is I don't know. I like the cover A where he's just smiling and doing his thing, right? I guess I'll put it back on the screen. I like this one. I think this is still really good, but the Chris Samney variant is also cool just because you see Billy there. But yeah, man, everything's done well. The writing is good. The art's good. They explain everywhere that we are. There's even like some like playfulness in like in the establishing shots in like those narrative boxes, which is something that Chris Claremont used to do a lot of in the old X-Men. Like it's a book that is aware that it's a book and doesn't take itself too seriously and kind of plays a game with the audience. It was really good. It was really good to me. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Bunk. More like the Deodato cover, just a muscly dude posing. The Moore cover still gets that sense of fun. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so that's the one book I read this week, and I've kind of retired ratings when I'm just live reviewing a book. But honestly, I couldn't really find much wrong with this book. The only thing that kept it from being like perfect for me is that it does sort of feel like a retread. It's a great introduction. There's nothing wrong with a great introduction. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me. I feel like if they had raised the stakes a little bit earlier in the book, maybe giving us a little bit more of that conflict for like that factor, like maybe that would have pushed it over the edge for me. But listen, I'm hooked. Art was great, story was great. I'm back for issue 2 as soon as that drops. So and with that, I've got to say that DC is really killing it right now. Between all the books that were already good, Nightwing, The Flash, those are the two that I was really reading the most. Nightwing, The Flash, the beginning of Batman by Zdarsky, Detective Comics. Like they've got a bunch of really good books on the shelf right now. But ever since we like moved into the dawn of DC, Superman, Action Comics, Green Arrow #1 last week was really good. Shazam #1 this week, also really good. Like DC might be pushing Marvel out of the top 10 entirely as far as my favorite books are concerned. With the exception of Miles Morales. Miles Morales is like top 3 books on my pull list right now. But yeah, Dawn of DC so far, hits, bangers. The only Dawn of DC title I haven't read yet is Doom Patrol. But yeah, man, hits, good stuff. Yeah, really exciting stuff. So anyway, that's the only book I read this week. What have you guys read so far this week? Have you read any of this week's pickups. What I have left to read. So in case you didn't see the what I'm getting video or the pull list video, what I've got left to read, I got to get caught up on Flash. I'm 2 issues behind. Last issue I read was 796. I don't even think I finished that, but that was the end of the 1 Minute War. So I got to get caught up on that. I feel like Flash is good, not great, suddenly, but it was cool. TMNT Usagi, I really loved issue 1. Haven't read it yet. I haven't read issue 2 yet, I should say. Monarch. So my shop didn't have Monarch number 3. So I actually went and asked another shop to transfer it over to the Raleigh store. And so that finally came in. So I can finally read it. Finished out my Power Rangers Ninja Turtles Torrin Clark variant set. I kind of wanted to go back and get the cover A for this one with the Dino Rangers, but I decided not to. I might still do it. I got to go back to the shop this weekend for Free Comic Book Day. So I might do that. Astrobots, I'm going to give this one a try. I'm really buying this more for the art than the story. I didn't feel crazy invested in the story just from the 3 preview pages, but the art looked really good. And then Batman 900, I'm going to save for last because I figure I'm going to like it because it's Batman. So yeah, that's the rest of the pull list. I don't know if anything's going to beat Shazam this week, honestly, with the exception of the fact that, dang, what was I about to say? Oh, Power Rangers Ninja Turtles. That might be good. So it's probably going to be good. It's Dan Mora. It's Kyle Higgins, Ryan Parrott for sure, not Kyle Higgins. This Free Comic Book Day lasts till closing hours at the Raleigh location. It does. Comics are free all day or while supplies last. So yeah. So with that said, I guess we can go ahead and get to tonight's topic because I don't have anything else to talk about. And so what we're talking about is, that's a terrible segue. We're talking about Free Comic Book Day. So Free Comic Book Day, again, is special to me. It's so special, in fact, that I recorded a podcast episode about it and posted that yesterday. It might have been late yesterday, early 2 days ago. I don't remember. It's been that kind of a week. But anyway, Free Comic Book Day, because it's, my comic book anniversary, I'm always excited about it. And it's an official event put on by your local comic shop and Diamond Comics distributors, and now Lunar. Like, everybody's in on the game. So Free Comic Book Day is always the first Saturday in May. It's a big comic book retail holiday. So you come out to your shop, get free comics, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself with me. You making an official Kicks appearance at any Ultimate Comics or just checking it out as a fan? Not an official appearance, right? Like, nobody's paying me to come to their store, but I typically hang out at Ultimate Comics Raleigh for most of the day. I'm probably, what I would like to do is kind of go on like a Free Comic Book Day tour of sorts. So I kind of want to visit a few different shops just to see how their Free Comic Book Days are, and then do a video about that, the Free Comic Book Day tour. But yeah, wait, there's a new podcast issue. You announced it or anything? I probably didn't announce it. I probably didn't. I don't think I announced it, actually. No, because again, it's it's been that kind of a week. But yeah, I'll put a post up on the community tab. I did make a cool thumbnail for it. So if you are subscribed to the Comics Are Dope podcast, or excuse me, Comics Are Dope, the podcast, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, Amazon's Audible service, pretty much anywhere else that you get podcasts, it's available. Stitcher, Pandora, all that. And then you'll see there's another episode 5, issue 5 is about why I love Free Comic Book Day. And so some of the same things I'm saying here, I'm saying there, but in more detail because it's a podcast and it's all intimate like that. Sierra says, this year I'm excited because I think because my nephew's so happy we're doing this and getting up early. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. 4 years ago today, I grabbed my daughter, my only daughter at the time, my oldest, and we ventured to a comic shop for Free Comic Book Day because they brought cosplayers and face painters and sketch artists and all this. It was a big event. And so we went out to the comic shop. We got a bunch of free comics. We got to do like take part in like some art demonstrations and stuff. My wife or my daughter got a sketch of Spider-Gwen made for herself. And yeah, man, we were off to the races, and I enjoyed the experience so much that I connected with the shop on social media and started shopping on their live shows and stuff, and eventually ended up with a pull list. And because of that Free Comic Book Day event 4 years ago, we've got this whole show now. That's how much of an impression it made and how much of an impression they helped comics make. So Free Comic Day, I'm always excited about for the same reason, right? One thing I love about Free Comic Book Day is that's one of the few days of the year that you actually see a bunch of kids in the comic shop. You would think that comic shops had kids wandering into them all the time. I can assure you, I'm in there 2, 3 times a week. That's almost never the case. So, and even when the kids are coming in, they're usually coming in for the latest Dogman book. So I get really excited on Free Comic Book Day because there's always a kid in a Spider-Man costume that's just like super excited. And it's like, yes, the next generation is here. So yeah, man, always excited about Free Comic Book Day. So what I want to do, instead of just talking about Free Comic Book Day, I want to show you guys some of the books that they've got that they're going to be giving out this year, and books you're going to want to look out for. So we can go ahead and get that started with the Free Comic Book Day Uncanny Avengers book. So interesting. They're doing Uncanny Avengers again. I don't even know why I didn't recognize until just now that this was not just an X-Men team. So we got Captain Krakoa here is what it looks like. That's Captain Krakoa of the X-Men. Rogue, Psylocke, Captain America, and this chick whose name I forgot. Dang. She has such a pivotal role on in one of those X-Men books. I can't remember her name though. And Quicksilver here. So that's going to be interesting. So it's a Free Comic Book Day and a special preview of a new series by Hickman, Sheety, and Gracia. Okay. So issue features a pair of all new stories setting the stage for the next evolution in mutant adventures, The Fall of X, and introduces an uncanny new lineup for a team book launching next year. Plus, a preview of Jonathan Hickman and Valerio Sheety's upcoming mystery project. Now, as far as I understand, that Hickman and Sheety project is actually the Hickman and Brian Hitch project, and it's the Ultimate Invasion. Is that what it's called? But maybe that's not the case, and maybe there's a Hickman and Valerio Sheety project and a Hickman and Brian Hitch project, which, hey, that's cool with me. Sierra says, my LCS said they'll be playing a movie through the day, whichever the newest Marvel movie is. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 just came out, right? Or is it out next week? I don't know what the newest one before that was. I haven't been to a theater to see a Marvel movie. The last one I saw was Thor: Love and Thunder. So it's been a minute. So yeah, that's one book that I think we should be looking out for. I'm specifically interested to see whatever Hickman's new project is, whether it's Ultimate Invasion or something else. I want to see it. So I would like to see it. Next up, from Dawn of DC, The Night Terrors, Free Comic Book Day preview edition. So the Dawn of DC, according to this solicit, is a year-long publishing initiative with epic storylines and superstar creative teams that forge the future one hero at a time. It's an easy entry point for both lifelong readers and those picking up a comic for the first time to dive into the new stories. Blah, 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 blah. This is the wrong solicit. That's annoying. But maybe it's not. We're going to celebrate classic characters while also embracing the new generation of heroes, as we're going to need everyone to help fight against the darkness. Don't miss Dawn of DC #1 Free Comic Book Day Special Edition, featuring an all-new original story plus sneak peeks at upcoming titles. I feel like that's different than this. And what I've got to do now is go to Lunar and see if Lunar's got 2 Free Comic Book Day books or if it's just the Night Terrors thing. So let's find that out. And while I do that, you could talk amongst yourselves in the comments, I suppose. Okay, so all right. I also hate the way I'll share this tab. So here we go. There's the Dawn of DC We Are Legends. This is going to be one of their Free Comic Book Day books that comes out this week. So you can pick this up. And it's basically interesting, but it's basically a preview of these new Asian superheroes that they have. So there's City Boy, which I believe is written by Greg Pak, The Vigil, which will be written by Ram V, and then Spirit World, who I'm not familiar with. I don't think I've seen any Spirit World previews. So that'll be a cool thing to look out for. And I don't think they even put their Free Comic Book Day stuff. Oh, wait. No, that's next week. Yeah, ever since DC left Diamond, it's so difficult to track their Free Comic Books Day stuff. But hey, whatever. If they say that this is going to be it, the Dark Terrors or Night Terrors is going to be it, then that'll be it. This is a very cool cover by Jason Fabok. I'm not crazy interested in the Night Terrors event. I gotta tell you, I don't really do horror comics, and I'm over events with a million tie-ins. And when I say this one's got a million tie-ins, it's got a million tie-ins. So I may end up picking up the Batman and Superman books just because they're replacing the normal books in the timeline or in the publishing schedule. So it's either you're reading Night Terrors for DC or you're not reading DC comics for 2 months. So I'll probably pick it up because I'm such a big DC fan. But yeah. So let's see. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out today / tomorrow. Word. Our Burrows says Hickman and Shiti is gods and deals with Marvel divinity and mythology. Okay. I'm pretty sure the Hickman Shiti project is Doctor Strange. At least that's what I read on Comics Are Dope. Word. Sierra says it's hard to keep up with movies because I don't know if it'll get pushed back now. Yeah, it was before the pandemic. It was so much easier to keep up with movies. Now, because like I don't feel like movies are an event as much as they were before. It's kind of like, all right, when's this coming to streaming? And I can wait, because I'm so busy with work and comics and family. Like, it's got to be a really good movie to get me to go to a theater. I didn't see the Batman in theaters. In fact, I didn't even see No Way Home in theaters, and I really wanted to see No Way Home in theaters. I think the next time I go to theaters will be in Charlotte during Heroes Con weekend. That Thursday before, there's a group of people going to see The Flash in a theater, and I just got that invite earlier today. And so if I can get to Charlotte in time, it really just depends on whether or not I take that day off work. If I can get to Charlotte in time, I'll go to Charlotte to see, or the theater to see The Flash. And who knows when the next time I'll be in a movie theater after that. But anyway, let's get back to these Free Comic Book Day previews. So another one that you'll be able to grab the Marvel Voices anthology book or free comic book day book. Marvel Voices is always kind of a hit and miss. They take different whether it's up and coming comics talent or people who are notable outside of comics, like Method Man has written a story in Marvel Voices. Charlemagne the God has written a story in Marvel Voices. So stuff like that, like people who don't traditionally write comics or aren't known for writing comics get to try their hand at writing little short stories featuring superheroes of color or some other minority background. So like we've got uh I almost said Shang-Chi or Shazam, but it's Shang-Chi. Um, so Nova, Monica Rambeau, Miles Morales, Storm, America Chavez. So, people like that. Black Panther, of course. They get to try their hands at different characters like that. And yeah, invites readers to the groundbreaking and critically acclaimed Marvel Voices series, which spotlights creators and characters across Marvel's diverse and ever evolving universe. Cool, cool. So this will be stories from previous Marvel Voices issues and then a brand new story for free. Cody Ziegler's got a story in it. John Jennings, Alyssa Wong, um, Paris Elaine is doing some art. I like Paris Elaine's art. So yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff. The next up, Bunkmaster B was waiting for this. This is Ranger Academy from Boom Studios. Clearly a take on the whole Power Rangers mythos here. If you couldn't tell from the big lightning bolt on the cover or the fact that it says Power Rangers right there. It's time to enroll in a bold new take on the Power Rangers mythology in this free comic book day special. Class is in session for the start of an epic saga that is sure to delight longtime Rangers fans and provide an excellent jumping on point for brand new readers. Rated for all ages. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. The writer on this, Maria Ingrande Mora. Artist Joe Me Young. Hopefully that's how you say that. I don't know either. Not familiar with either of those names. If I click on her name, oh, she's only been in this comic. Okay, at least according to League of Comic Geeks, you never know. Joe Me Young. Oh, okay. I liked. I haven't. I liked Eve. So if Joe Me Young did the art in Eve, then that's going to be a good looking book. And he's done, or they have done other titles as well. So that'll be cool to see. Bunk, do you know much of what's going on with the Ranger Academy? Like what it is, why it's a thing? Sierra, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm definitely in the theater for Fast 10 and Barbie. Word, word. Bunk says, I feel like it's gonna be like Strange Academy mixed with Power Rangers. I'm into it. I kind of fell off of Strange Academy just because I wasn't so much into magic and it was very much like magic based. I wasn't into Teen Titans Academy, and now we've got Ranger Academy. It is like Bunk read my mind on the question. I think he knew it was coming, though. I think he knew the question was coming. He had to know. Because Bunk is our resident Power Ranger enthusiast, aficionado. Al Burrows says he's going to see Dune next week. Flash looks good too. And Tayshawn, yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, somebody just reached out to me on Instagram. I didn't get any sort of formal invite, so I don't even know what theater it's going to be at or anything. But when I find out, I'll let you know. I know it's going to be Thursday night at, I think they said 9:15. So I guess we can, like, process of elimination, figure out which theater was closest to the convention venue. But yeah, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. that Thursday, the 15th. I'll let you know for sure. So yeah, that's Ranger Academy. Next up is the free comic book day Spider-Man Venom issue, which also includes a preview of a new series by Jonathan Hickman and Brian Hitch. So that's the Ultimate Invasion that we've already seen. Zeb Wells, Patrick Gleason. Okay. Listen, I enjoy Spider-Man written by Zeb Wells, and I especially enjoy Spider-Man written by Patrick Gleason. So, hey, I'm down. For years, the symbiote family in the Marvel Universe has grown, and the latest smash hit run on Venom is no exception. I wouldn't know. I'm not reading Venom. With the violent and dangerous Meridius readying for war, the stage is set for catastrophe, and this year's Free Comic Book Day will mark the beginning of the end of the symbiotes. I don't really care about symbiotes, but Brian Valenza's doing colors along with a bunch of other people. Al Ewing writing some, so I mean, obviously because of Venom. Zeb Wells, Patrick Gleason. That's really all I really care about for this book. I'm probably going to read the Spider-Man story, not the Venom story, and I'll skip ahead to the Jonathan Hickman story. That's probably how that's going to go for me. It's a free comic. Who's going to be really judgy on a free comic, right? That's how I feel. Tim says, yo, that Spidey book is dope. Okay. This book's the first they're doing with this Ranger Academy. I guess to tie into the main title if it's on Safe Haven. Got you. So yeah, excited about Spidey Venom. Well, I'm really excited about Spidey, not so much Venom. And then the next up I thought that was notable was this Free Comic Book Day, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, what's interesting is I don't think there's going to be anything super new happening in this Free Comic Book Day issue. Last Free Comic Book Day, we got a preview of what became the Armageddon War, and we are still in the Armageddon War, so they're not previewing any new event. This is actually one of the covers for the TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures comic, which is, basically the animated series take on TMNT in comic form. So this has that and the rise of the TMNT, so that other newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. So yeah, let's see. This says 1987, the world at large introduced to the TMNT by the way of a catchy theme song and action-packed cartoon. Since then, the characters have appeared in countless comics, a multitude of animated series, and several motion pictures, turn the nostalgia meter up to 11 this Free Comic Book Day and revisit two fan-favorite eras of TMNT animation in comic book form. With this special presentation of stories from IDW's smash hit Saturday Morning Adventures and the recent small screen venture Rise of the TMNT. So everything I said before I started reading is what this is. We're getting animated turtles. I think that's good though. I feel like I love that the turtles are mature in the comics because it gives me a way to be nostalgic without I don't know, feeling like a child. But I enjoy when Free Comic Book Day actually has something for the kids that show up, because too often we're getting these super scary events and the rise of the symbiotes, which is cool if you're 11 or 12, but I'm not letting my 8-year-old read Carnage necessarily. So I like that. Or night terrors, like people getting, weird viruses through the phone or something. I don't know what's happening in night terrors. Am I gonna let my kid open up a book called Night Terrors? Nah, because I'm a sensible parent. Not to say that you're not. If you let your kids read that stuff, that's just not my cup of tea. So Ninja Turtles being safe for the kids is cool for me. And speaking of safe for the kids, I want to actually look at the full list of comics so that you can see what all is available for you, no matter what you're reading. Let's see. And Bunk says IDW heard you were jumping off the title after Armageddon game, so it's just never gonna end. Yo, it's definitely going to end. It's I think we've got 2 issues left of each title. There's 1 issue of the Alliance Armageddon game, the Alliance. There's 1 issue left of the main Armageddon game because that ends at issue 8. And I think there's 1 more TMNT tie-in to it all. And I think that's it. Which is enough. It's enough. Armageddon game is 25 issues long between all the titles. It'll make a nice hardcover experience, but I wasn't ready for that month to month. I can't even lie. What do you think about Icon V Hardware so far? I feel it's been so spaced out. Yeah. I feel like Icon V Hardware is definitely kind of uh suffering from the delay game for sure. I don't know, man. did issue 3 come out yet? Issue 3 is not out yet. I read issues 1 and 2. The twist at the end of issue 2, I was just like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I like where this is going. Issue 3 is probably gonna make or break it for me. And that's all I can say without spoiling Icon versus Hardware. But yeah, it's also suffering from delays because issue 3 was supposed to be out by now. It got pushed back by like a month. I don't think it's coming out for another what, 2-3 weeks. Let's look and see. Icon v Hardware issue 3. Am I tripping or is it not on this? Wow, it's not coming out till May 30th. So yeah. Like it's already been a month. And it's gonna be another month before we get issue 3. We used to read Goosebumps. That was our night terrors. You used to read Goosebumps, sir. I think I read one Goosebumps book. Yeah, I never read Goosebumps. I don't know. It was one of those. I wasn't really allowed to read scary stuff as a kid, and so I never really developed the stomach for scary stuff. So, Tim says I want the Icon v Hardware to be good, but I just don't know anymore. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. At least the art looks good. Lakers getting it done tonight? I say no, but I say that before every Lakers game. I don't know, man. That game doesn't start till 9:00, so I'm probably not watching it. But I hope so. I hope so. I honestly like. I feel like maybe I shouldn't say that because the Nuggets are going to be tough. But I just feel like if the Lakers win this series, they can win it all. The same thing I feel for the Warriors. Like if the Warriors win this series, they can win it all. I feel like whoever wins the West is winning the chip this year. I do feel that, but I don't know. I don't know. For as much as I want it to be LeBron, LeBron just does not seem the same since that foot injury, and I don't trust AD consistently to deliver. And so, yeah, like part of me wants to believe that LeBron is just like hiding off to the side and just waiting for like the right time to pull out some 50-point virtuoso performance out of the sky. But I think that's just fan delusion talking. And it's probably just going to put up a solid 30 in a couple of games. I don't know. I think they can win game 2 though. Like I think they can beat the Warriors if Anthony Davis is consistent. Like, you know. Did the Celtics stop existing? They just beat the MVP by 40. Did they win by 40? I haven't been watching any of the East Coast games. Did the Celtics really win by 40? That's crazy. Man, the Heat are always hot. The Heat are always hot. But like, are the Heat deep enough? Like, I feel like it's just like the bubble year. Like, Jimmy Butler's got to score like 78 points for the Heat to like win games. And Jimmy Butler cannot score 78 points in 12 straight games. So, yeah. The Celtics stop existing. You said that already. I read that already, I should say. I mean, hey, maybe the Celtics can win the chip this year. I just feel like if it's Celtics versus Nuggets, I could see the Celtics beating the Nugs. I just feel like championship experience means a lot. So it's like if a team like the Warriors gets up there, or if it's the Lakers, like I don't know, man. I feel like it just turns into like LeBronto again, you know? Very true. Need more shooters. Yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, I was supposed to be showing you guys the full list of free comic book day books. So let's do that. So this is the list from Diamond Comics Distribution. What I like about looking at it on Diamond is that, I mean, they made free comic book day. So, but you can see the little labels. There's even an article. Maybe I'll pull up that article. It's like which title is best for you. because they got this color coding. So they got the green, which is all ages, blue, which is teen plus, and red for mature. So if you've got kids and you bring your kids to Free Comic Book Day, which I absolutely recommend you bringing your kids to Free Comic Book Day, check out Ranger Academy, Investigators. People always love Investigators. There's a Dog Man Free Comic Book Day book, Dog Man in the League of Misfits. Okay. Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which I feel like is the same Spidey and His Amazing Friends from last year's Free Comic Book Day and from last year's Halloween Comics Fest. So if you've been going to Free Comic Book Day all those different years, you probably don't need this book. But hey, Spidey and His Amazing Friends. There's a Smurfs 65th anniversary special. I Am Stan, which is like a little comics biography of Stan Lee, by the same guy who did that comics biography of Jack Kirby a couple years ago. Nightmare Before Christmas, The Battle of Pumpkin King. Animal Crossing and Kirby Manga Mania. Hey, kids love Animal Crossing. That's that Switch game, right? There's a Star Wars / Avatar The Last Airbender comic. Kids love Avatar The Last Airbender. So yeah, those are your all ages books you can grab this year for the teeny boppers in your life, which is typically the the venue I stay in. We got pretty much all the stuff I talked about before: Amazing Spider-Man, Venom, Avengers, X-Men, Marvel Voices. There's a Red Sonja book. Archie Horror presents The Cursed Library. Archie on a horror book is just funny to me. Shaman King Flowers and Welcome to Demon School. Crime Buster, Season 1, Issue 1. Street Fighter 6, Issue 0. RuneScape. Yo, all right. Story time. So when I was in high school, my after school job, I worked at the Boys and Girls Club, and I ran the computer lab for the Boys and Girls Club. And those kids loved RuneScape. There's like 10 computers in the whole lab, and at any given moment, 8 out of those 10 computers is some kid playing RuneScape, and they loved it. I never played it. It looked crazy to me. It was like, I don't know, watching a room full of kids playing Oregon Trail, and it's just like, yo, you don't want to like go outside, or they're playing dodgeball. You don't want to play dodgeball. You just want to play with gnomes and stuff. I don't even remember what RuneScape was about. Those kids were hooked. So anyway, there's a RuneScape comic, and that just brings back all the feels. And then for the mature people out there, the Umbrella Academy and The Witcher, Fish Flies #1, for Zetaverse issue 0, Conan the Barbarian. Hey, I'll grab the Conan the Barbarian book, and then West of Sundown for Vault Comics. So yeah, man. Free Comic Book Day is going to be awesome. All those books are free, but I think what's great about Free Comic Book Day is I'm sorry. My friends still play RuneScape, 30-year-olds with wives and houses. Insane. That is funny. It's a quality RPG, I suppose. Or what was I even saying? Oh, so those are the free books, but most local comic shops, because you're making it a day, they're making a big event of it. They have all kinds of sales. At my shop, usually Free Comic Book Day is either like buy one get one free on like everything in the store, with the exception of like the hot toys and statues. That's typically the sale they run. Sometimes they do even more. I want to say last year they had like variant covers, like all the ratios and stuff from like the previous year that set just end up in like a $5 bin, and then the regular back issues are like $1. I don't know what the sale is this year, and I feel like it's a little late in the game for them to not have announced it. So I'm gonna check their socials and see what's going on over at Ultimate Comics, because there's always a sale. So Free comic book day at Ultimate. They've got an event on Facebook. Huh. Maybe there's not a sale because there's no mention of a sale. There's going to be a cosplayer there dressed as perhaps Black Widow. There's also going to be a cosplayer. Oh, it's my homie Priestley, yes. And she'll be at Ultimate. She dressed like Scarlet Witch last year, so I'm assuming she'll do a different one this year. But yeah, it looks like I don't see anything listed under the sale, which doesn't make sense. I like that the dude with the channel about comics is yelling about kids playing video games and not playing dodgeball. I mean, hey, I knew we were going down in society when kids stopped playing dodgeball. I love that that's what y'all took out of that. But that is absolutely how I felt at the time. Like, you nerds, like, go outside. And now I'm a nerd that sits inside and reads comics and talks about them online. So, Sierra says, I think mine is fill up a short box for $49.99 from the dollar and back issues and more. Hey, that's what's up. If I know my LCS, there's a sale happening. But even if not, there's a bunch of other comic shops out there, and most of them will run some kind of a sale, whether it's fill up a short box, buy two, get one free, buy one, get one free, buy three, get one free. I don't know. There's always deals to be had on all the things in the store. And then my LCS, Ultimate Comics Raleigh, is in a strip mall, and there's like a hot dog spot. Yes, a hot dog spot right over there. And they usually do like discounts at the hot dog place all day. There's all sorts of cool stuff. There's a Bonchon Korean fried chicken, basically right next door to Ultimate Comics Raleigh now. They just opened that up a couple of months ago. And let me tell you, I went there for the first time 2 weeks ago, and it was amazing. It was so amazing that I went back the immediate next day and ordered it again. So, yeah. I think my pick thing this year is poster. I really want to add some posters. Ooh, that would be a good thing to grab like on sale. Because posters, like comic book posters, are anywhere from like $12 to like $25, depending on the rarity. That's definitely a good item to pick up. As you can see, I don't really have room on my walls for posters, but there's a poster for the new Miles Morales series by Cody Ziegler. And I really wanted that poster, but I couldn't. There's nowhere for me to put that on my wall. Like, in order to fit that on my wall, I'd have to take down the milestone display, and I'm not taking down the milestone display. So then on the other side, oh snap, there is enough room for me to put that poster there instead of the Ken Lashley Spider-Man. It would be bigger than any other poster that I have up on my wall, but it would go with that section of the room because everything else that's displayed over there is Miles Morales related. All right, so maybe I'll do that. I might do that. Sierra, you now are a bad influence. And that's pretty much all I had to talk about, man. Free comic book day. It's the most wonderful day of the year. It's special. Sierra says do it. If I buy that poster, then I got to worry about a frame. And buying a frame for a poster, I feel like is hard to do without making a room like a dorm room. I don't know. I still might do it. Speaking of though, give me a second. Let me show you something. All right. So Seriously, I didn't know Milestone had trading cards. Now I got them because of you. We're even. Where's the original comic art supposed to go if you get all these posters? Yeah, again, my walls are already full, so like I literally have a bag of posters waiting for wall space. When I move out of here, though, when I move out of this place, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But yeah, I just realized I didn't show you guys any recent pickups. So it's that time. Recent pickups where I show you like cool things that I got in the last week or so. I didn't buy anything new, technically, but this past weekend at Ultimate Comics Crabtree Mall, Cody Ziegler came and did a signing. He actually did a signing at the Cary store and the Crabtree Valley Mall store. So I was out taking photos as part of my duties as a big brother with a sister graduating from college. And on the way back from the photo shoot, I was like, let me stop by the mall and see if I can get some of these comics signed. So Cody Ziegler signed my Miles Morales Spider-Man issues 1 through 5. And it was really cool. This is the image that was going to be on that Miles Morales poster that I keep debating whether or not I'm going to buy. But yeah, he signed them all. He signed them to me, Brandon, from Zig. And it's so funny because he asked me how to spell my name like 4 times, and never did it occur to me that I could have just been like, oh yeah, can you just sign him to BJ? Because everything else I get signed pretty much is to BJ. But he signed all my books to Brandon. And the other person who signed my books to Brandon was Jonathan Hickman when we met at Heroes Con last year. Jonathan Hickman signed my House of X hardcover to Brandon, but he forgot the first N, so it says to Braden, which is cool to me. So yeah, Cody Ziegler was a very cool guy. He said he was going to check out the show, although I didn't really tell him how. I didn't give him a card or anything. I just told him the name of the channel. So yeah. Is this your favorite Miles run ever? Sounds like it is for a lot of people so far. So I haven't read another full Miles run. These are the best Miles comics I've read since I started reading Miles comics. But when I got into comics, I didn't read the Solid and Ahmed Miles run. I didn't start reading that run until issue 25. And I think it ran for like 42, 43 issues. So it's better than the last half of Solid and Ahmed's run to me so far. But I've not read the Bendis stuff. I've not read the beginning of Solid and Ahmed. So it would be wrong to call this the best, but it's my favorite so far. Every time you mention Cody Ziegler, I immediately think of wrestler Dolph Ziggler. Dude's a man of many talents. It's funny when I say Cody Ziegler, I think of Zig Ziglar, who was like the famous salesperson, motivational speaker thing. What the heck was Zig Ziglar? What did he do? I think he was a sales trainer, American author. I didn't know he died. Zig Ziglar died in 2012. And his name's not Zig, it's Hillary. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, he wrote a bunch of books about being a top performer. Funny, I've always read his books about sales. He's got books about like Christian living and general success. There's a book called Confessions of a Grieving Christian. Interesting. Anyway, Zig Ziglar. Miles got tangible electric swords now. He's like the Flash with his powers. Yet no, they are seriously leveling Miles up. Between the way the new villain, Rabble, has been handled, and then Miles discovering new powers, I think this run is doing a lot to separate Miles from any other Spider person. So between that and this new Miles versus Carnage event that started this week, Carnage Reigns, and the Ultimate Invasion, where apparently the maker is trying to bring back the Ultimate Universe with Miles Morales at the center. This is a year for Miles Morales fans. Like, if you've been a Miles fan, you've been like, oh, what's going on with Miles comics? This is the time to, jump in, as they say. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's gonna take a whole lot to get me to care about Carnage. So I definitely got the Carnage Reigns Alpha put in my box because they're like, oh, you're reading Miles, you should probably want to read this. And I promptly declined. I didn't realize how big of a deal this whole Carnage Reigns event was gonna be for the Miles books. So now I gotta decide if I'm gonna just like have half context or if I'm gonna read this Carnage Reigns event. I don't know. Between Carnage Reigns and what's the other thing happening right now? The Fall of X. I'm kind of like, for Marvel events. But Dawn of DC can get all my money, man. It's been really well done so far. The Electric Sword came out of nowhere. Loved and laughed about it. Word. Well, look, guys, I didn't really have anything else to discuss. I like to try to stretch these hangouts because they're fun and I enjoy hanging out with you guys, but I got nothing. So we'll call it a night, man. If nothing else, I do want to encourage you guys to go to freecomicbookday.com. You can find out which local shops are participating and make plans to go. Calvin says, I got a question. If it's my first free comic book day, are you able to pick up one of every book or just one book? So some stores have a limit. Some stores just like first come, first serve, grab whatever you want. I want to say at Ultimate, it's like you can grab up to like 5 or 6. And so you got to be like picky and choosy about which ones you want. That way, there's still more for like everyone else that gets a book. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. It depends is the answer. But you'll definitely be able to get more than one book. But whether or not you'll be able to get every book is up to your individual shop. Y'all have a good night. Can't wait to see what y'all pick up. Yeah, man. There's definitely going to be a free comic book day vlog coming, if we still call them vlogs. I'm gonna at least go to Ultimate Raleigh. I'm probably gonna go to a couple other shops as well. And I'm gonna film a little bit everywhere, and we'll see how things go. Kind of wish Miles got a liquid sword if he was gonna get an elemental sword. When the NCs came. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys, everybody here in the chat, everyone that watched this on the replay. Go to your local shop, have some fun, and bring a kid. Please bring a kid to Free Comic Book Day. Until then, stay awesome, and hopefully you're reading something dope. Peace.